Good morning, class. In a minute, we will start, and let's just wait for your classmates. So, we are currently 25 in the Google Meet, so seems like kompleto na kayo. So, to start with, let me first introduce myself. I am Miss Crystal Claire Dinirain. You can call me Ma'am Crystal or Miss Crystal, and I am your teacher for this subject. So, since this is our first meeting, let me first discuss online classroom rules. First is be conscious of class attendance. So I am encouraging you to attend class much as possible because doon naman natin yung mga benefits kapag lagi kang pumapasok sa klase. Next is submit assignment on time. So I'm very particular with the deadlines, but I am also considerate. So we will be using Google Classroom in our subject, and I will just send the link later after class. Next is practice independent learning. So part of learning is searching for answers on your own. So of course, feel free to participate. So syempre naman hindi ako nangangain. So you can just raise your hands and I will call you. So don't be afraid to voice out your ideas and share your knowledge and your thoughts inside the class. So, online etiquette. So basic rules to observe while classes are going on. Of course, you have to listen. Listen carefully and pay attention to the lesson. Next is use the chat box properly. So we are already aware naman na we have chat box in Google Meet and talk about class related topics in that. You can ask also some questions regarding the topics. So next is no yelling. Shouting is banned in our classroom. Talk in your normal voice. If you have problems with the audio, let the teacher know in the chat box. Next is use polite words. Don't forget to say please and thank you. So let's proceed to our discussion. So our lesson for today is about occupational safety and health in the kitchen. So in this lesson, we will be discussing occupational food safety in the kitchen. So it covers the importance of practicing food safety in the workplace. So this is our learning outcome. So after this, you are expected to properly practice basic food safety rules in the kitchen and identify the safety practices in the kitchen. So first, ano nga ba ang occupational health and safety? Let me ask you first. What are your ideas about what occupational health and safety? So Mr. A, you're raising your hand. So proceed. So that's right. So occupational health and safety means anticipating, recognizing, evaluating, controlling, and preventing hazards from work that might result in injury, illness, or affect the well-beings of the workers. So it also means to control aspects of work production that involve any degree of risk and danger that may cause harm or injury. So occupational health and safety is designed to create a safe, healthy work environment where the objectives of OHS OHS is to prevent diseases, injuries, and deaths that are due to working conditions na kung saan we anticipate, recognize those possible hazards so that we can evaluate, control, and eventually prevent those hazards from occurring. So in food services business, the basic job of food handlers is to ensure that food being prepared, cooked, and served are both safe for the welfare of the workers and consumers. So it is important that basic food safety be applied in the kitchen. So we have the 10 general basic food safety rules. So first one is keep raw food separate from cooked foods to avoid cross-contamination. So if raw food is spilled or comes in contact with cooked foods, clean it up and discard cooked food. So ayan, preventing cross-contamination. So this one is cross-contamination occurs when microbes and dirt from people, raw meat, raw fruit, and vegetable transferred to ready-to-eat foods on utensils and equipments or through poor storage practices. So make sure na magkahiwalay parate ang luto at hilaw na pagkain. So cross-contamination also occurs if hindi proper yung food handling. Example is yung chopping boards. So we must know na there must be a separate chopping board for meat and vegetables, as well as the knives. So cleanliness, prevent this is frequently wash your hands, utensils, cutboards, and work surfaces. So use multiple utensils to serving certain knives and boards for specific types of food. So rule number two is know the danger zone. So bacteria can grow in temperatures between 40 degrees Fahrenheit or 4.4 degrees Celsius and 140 degrees Fahrenheit or 60 degrees Celsius. So in here, there are certain temperatures that we must also consider to make sure na safe yung food products na we have. So we have the temperature danger zone. So as you can see, the red part, this is where bacteria grow quickly. So to maintain a hot food, it must be 60 degrees above. And to maintain a cold food, it must be 5 degrees below. So rule number three is place raw food on the bottom of the refrigerator. Avoid having raw food to and drift on other refrigerated items by placing raw food on the lowest part of the refrigerator. So in here, yung mga hilaw na pagkain must be kept and placed sa ilalim ng refrigerator because there is a tendency na yung drippings niya ay mapunta sa mga pagkain nasa ilalim nito. And as we all know, drippings can contaminate your food. So refrigerator rules. Sa top shelves, yung mga already cooked food. Sa lower middle shelves, yung mga dairy products. Sa door shelves, yung mga foods with preservatives. Yung bottom shelf, yung mga raw meat and fish. And while dun sa drawer is yung mga vegetables. So rule number four is wash fresh fruits and vegetables. So alam naman natin ang importance ng washing our fruits and vegetable first. Kasi 'di ba alam naman natin na madumi and there are also some bacteria sa mga foods natin na kailangan muna natin silang linisin to ensure na yung kakainin natin is safe. Rule number five, clean the refrigerator from time to time and remove outdated products and suspicious, rotten-looking items. So, yung mga malapit na mag-expire, yung mga malapit na mabulok, so dapat maalis na natin sila sa refrigerator kasi pwede silang pwede niya pang ma-harm yung mga kasamahan niya dun sa ref. Number six, keep refrigerator cool between 40 degrees Fahrenheit or 4.4 degrees Celsius. So if our refrigerator has the right temperature, syempre masisiguro natin na ma-maintain properly yung mga goods na ilalagay natin, preventing them to rot easily. So rule number seven is keep microwave clean. Cover food when microwaving to prevent food from splattering. Now, there is a tendency na mag-splatter yung food kapag nilagay siya sa microwave. So to prevent this, we must provide and cover them to ensure the cleanliness of the oven. Rule number eight is all leftover food should be packed separately and refrigerated immediately to avoid harmful bacterial growth. So kapag may tira tayong pagkain or when we are planning to keep it, make sure na we keep it separately. Diba meron naman tayong mga Tupperwares na we can use. And after that, put it immediately in the refrigerator to avoid harmful bacterial growth. Rule number nine is if cooking grilled meat, grill to appropriate internal temperature. So raw meat can carry bacteria which cause food poisoning. And accordingly, eating undercooked pork or chicken may result in food poisoning. So last number is rule number 10. So after preparing foods, we must ensure proper cleanup and disinfect all preparation area. This is also very important. Before and after the preparation of the food is malinis and disinfected lahat. We must keep in mind that cleanliness must be prioritized at all times since we are in the kitchen. Napakahalaga ng cleanliness parati. So next is safety practices in the kitchen. So ano-ano mga ba yung mga safety practices in the kitchen? So in terms of personal hygiene, we have five. So this five is very self-explanatory. I won't elaborate this na. So of course, wash your hands thoroughly, keep fingernails short and clean, always wear your personal protective equipment at work, wear a mask, remove all accessories before working. So ano nga ba yung mga PPE or personal protective equipments sa work natin? So, and this includes our hat or yung mga hairnet, prevent our hair from falling sa food, yung mga apron to protect us from mga spillage, mga ganon, yung mga gloves, protect our hands, and also yung food from contamination, and the non-slip shoes. Protecting our feet from, halimbawa may malaglag na mga knives or mga oil. So next is keeping foods clean. So first one, never handle foods when workers have cuts, wounds, or infection. So napakahalaga nito kasi when we have wound and we handled yung mga pag-handle natin ng food or mga mga niluluto natin, there is tendency na ma-infect yung sugat natin. So if we have sugat, refrain doing this muna yung mag-handle ng food. So work with clean and sanitized glove at all times to minimize hand contact with food. We already discussed this a while ago about contamination. Number three is refrigerate foods, especially perishable ones. Number four, keep food in clean container. Number five is wash fruits and vegetables before use. We already discussed this. Check food containers for possible contamination and check naman lagi. Number seven, clean the containers of food regularly kasi baka may mga laman na pala yan or hindi pala siya malinis. Number eight is follow first in, first out or the FIFO. So, ayun yung those stored earlier should be used first before those later. So, halimbawa meron tayong nilagay sa refrigerator na milk last week, we must first consume it bago natin yung mga sumunod na inilagay doon before that week. So, number nine, label packages of food to determine information. So, labeling can help us in identifying yung mga expiration ng mga foods natin and all that. Keeping workplace clean. So, yeah. Do not do personal hygiene at work. Art workplace. So, syempre naman, our personal hygiene must be done in the comfort room kasi hindi siya ginagawa talaga sa workplace. Do not smoke, eat, or spit on the workplace. Do not sit on the workplace and equipment. Kasi baka masira yung equipment natin na ginagamit. Lastly is keep surrounding areas free from dirt and disorganization. Organizing yung mga bagay na gagamitin natin will help us a lot in saving our time sa paghahanap ng mga bagay-bagay. Halimbawa, hanapin natin skillet, mga ganyan. Summarize that, we've discussed these three, and we've discussed the importance of occupational health and safety, the 10 general basic food safety rules, and the safety practices in the kitchen. So always is important because it eliminates danger, safeguards employee productivity, and all that. And lastly is we will be having this activity. So I will be sending this in our Google Classroom so you don't have to copy it anymore. So uh, you'll answer this question and we have true or false. So any clarifications, any questions? None? So that's all for today. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.